during the war, if you could get home, when the siren went, if you could get home in 5 minutes, you got home. That's no you had to go in the school shelter. And I was always mad because I could get home.
I remember the nights of the Clydebank Blitz. I mean, you were up most of the night sheltering. And they said, obviously we were all exhausted because we hadn't had any sleep for 2 nights, or 3 nights it was. And they said if they came the next night, that we didn't need to go to school that day. They only did 3 nights at Clydebank, so we didn't get the day off school. We just had to go.
So did you see the airplanes going over to Glasgow? Did they fly over Armadale?
Yeah, there was one of them, a stray one. There's 2 stories. There was one stray, and there was a searchlight battery down at Wood End, and my father was one of the ARP wardens, and they had watched the searchlight trying to catch this plane coming over, and they kept saying, just a few more inches, but it just didn't reach that plane. Whether it was that plane that somebody reported that they had let their incendiary bombs drop, and they said it was up at Tararea Farm. Well, it so happened that was the area that my dad was one of the wardens in, and there was 2 or 3 of them went up to the farm, and of course it was March, so it was muddy and what have you, and they wandered around trying to find where this plane had dropped its bombs, only to discover later on that they'd actually fallen in Mingus's yard in Bathgate. The muck that he came home with, it was the morning, just get his and his boots and everything washed at the door. That was 3 nights of the Clydebank Blitz we sheltered.
And so you sheltered in the school, did you say?
No, they were in at night. They were during the night.
Mm-hmm. And where did you have shelters in your gardens, or where were the shelters?
Yeah, but at that time we just sheltered in the house.
In the house.
Mm-hmm. Some of us had the Anderson shelters in the garden.
There's 3 shelters up Mount Pleasant. You got Mount Pleasant as a roundabout, of 1 at each side, and 1 just where the man sits, that ground.
Right.
There's a shelter there because we just lived across the road from that.
We had one in the garden, but we never
used to run. If you were at the pictures in the blackout, my gran stayed about a building down for the shelters, and when we went up at night, I ran for my grans till I got up by these 2 shelters to go home.